investments, meaning that, when people bought them for a few $100, they're now worth millions of dollars. It's, that's the existence. That's the reality of NFTs at the moment. And welcome to That NFT Podcast. I'm your host, Kieran Headley, and today we're going to be speaking about, in a very succinct way, how to buy your very first NFT. All right, now this can be a very daunting thing. We're going to walk through the process step by step, very simply over audio. Okay, if you're watching this on YouTube, by the way, those guys that are listening to the podcast, all right, the YouTube stuff isn't up just yet. I am behind because I've only just signed up to a co-working space, so I have access to fast internet, so I can upload the videos, so I can send them to my assistant, blah, 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 right? So all those things, all the creative side of things that we run into in terms of the issues that can come into play. But putting that aside, all right, I'll walk through the steps very easily in terms of how to do this. Now, the first thing that you should know is that NFTs are the riskiest investable asset that it has ever existed. All right, from my knowledge, anyway, from my understanding. However, as well, from my understanding, they also have the greatest potential as investable assets because of how much they compound and raise in price. It's insane, right? And that's due to many things, right? I mean, if you head along to my episode, what are NFTs, and then also how to invest in NFTs, right? Episode 1 and 2, I'd highly suggest going to listen to those first 2 episodes first before you listen to this episode if you are interested in buying your very first NFT. All right. And for those that have listened to those episodes, we're going to walk through the process of how to go about it, right? So if you're interested in learning more about scarcity and all that sort of stuff, then you can head along to those. I should say as well what happened with my rug pull. All right. Now, I explained in the most recent episode what to look for when buying NFTs, episode 4. That I had a rug pull, meaning I got into a project, I paid about $300-ish, and then boom, rug pull, meaning the whole project just disappeared. All right, the Twitter accounts got deleted, the Discord, they didn't even have a Discord, to be honest, actually, but the Twitter account got deleted. Everything on Opensea, which is the eBay of NFTs for Ethereum, just got deleted. Everything just disappeared. Couldn't find anything, no traces, nothing. And that's a scary thing, right? There's some people out there just doing it for a money grab. So they're just trying to get as much money as possible from these processes, from these people, and then they're just, disappearing. Because unfortunately, that can be the case. However, if you're on Opensea, the eBay of NFTs, and you notice things have that assets have a blue check next to them, it means that they are verified on OpenSea. And to be verified on OpenSea, you have to meet certain regulations and certain rules in order to be verified. Now, this means that those investing in those blue check, not blue chip, okay, not to be mistaken for blue chip. Blue chip means something that has been very, very successful and is a top tier investment. A blue chip might be something like CryptoPunks, Bored Ape Yacht Club, right? These are blue chip investments, meaning that, when people bought them for a few $100, they're now worth millions of dollars. It's, that's the existence. That's the reality of NFTs at the moment. Quite literally, people 4 years ago bought a CryptoPunk for a few $100, and now the cheapest CryptoPunk you can get is like a minimum of a couple of $1 million, right? Same with Bored Ape Yacht Clubs, right? That they minted, meaning they got, you could buy them from their source for a few $100 at the start of this year, I think February or March or April or something. And and now they're worth, quite literally, some of them are worth millions of dollars as well, right? In fact, since they came to be, they have generated over $500 million in trade volume alone. Trade volume. That means in secondary sales, right? Sales on OpenSea, there has been over $500 million worth of sales. That is insanity for one project. One. This doesn't include all the other crazy projects that have been going on. So, you get the gist of it. Now, we're not investing in blue chip. We're investing in blue check. I'm not going to get you guys to whip out a few $1 million. Don't worry about that. Now, blue check ones, if you because they have to meet certain rules and regulations, that means that they're going to be a safe bet, meaning that it's virtually impossible. All right, not saying it's impossible, right? There's possibilities in real life, right? There's possibilities of people doing fraud in life outside of NFTs, right? It's just the same as in NFTs. It's exactly the same kind of risk in any investable asset, right? No matter what you get into, there's always possibilities that someone might manipulate the contract in some way that you didn't even know, right? And you're like, oh man, like they found a loophole and they got me, right? These things happen in life every single day. These things can happen on NFTs as well, except it is actually harder. It's actually, once they're verified in such a way, it is actually harder, right? However, because it's a decentralized system, it means that if something did happen, I can't exactly go to the police about it. I can't exactly go to my lawyer about it, right? These things, because it's a decentralized platform, it's not owned particularly by a single individual or a single organization, right? I can file a complaint to Opensea, but they can't really do much about it, right? Because it's a decentralized thing. It's on this Ethereum blockchain, which is a decentralized platform that this stuff has been built. Meaning, and remember what I mentioned in the very first episode, decentralized meaning it's not owned by an individual, company, or country, right? Organization or anything like that. It's not owned by anything like that. It's decentralized, not centralized. Okay. Now, with that being said, these are the steps that I'm going to invite you to take if you want to invest in your first NFT. And then the next episode we do will be, okay, well, what NFTs particularly, right? This is exciting stuff. I love this, right? Which NFTs specifically. Now, this is a great strategy to learn more about NFTs themselves as well, and how to learn. This is for you to do your own research, right? DYOR. You'll see a lot of people speaking about NFTs that will say DYOR. Do your own research. And how you can do that very easily is if you go to OpenSea and you search anything, right? We'll search just a random one, which I'm invested in, which is doing really terribly, really terribly. I have no idea if it will do well or not. If it does well, it will do really well, but I don't know if it will do well. That's the catch. But it's called Same Toads, right? So if I go same, one word, Toads, so TOADZ, not S. All right. Sorry for those that use the letter Z instead of Z. All right. Speak my language for this one. And you go here, right? They're doing absolutely horrendously, right? But we're still going to it anyway. Now, I'm on this Same Toads, right? Now their floor price is 0.004 Ethereum, which is literally a few dollars. It's so cheap. It's you're basically wasting money if you just go into it. But you might not. So who knows? But this one doesn't have a blue check next to it because it hasn't quite met a certain amount of trade volume in order to be become an official project labeled by OpenSea. Okay, once it reaches a certain amount of volume traded, right, and OpenSea can see that okay, people are very interested in this project. It's clear that they've met these certain standards, and therefore it becomes a verified project, right? Same Toads hasn't quite met that. That doesn't mean that they're going to be a rug pull. In fact, I really doubt it, because their mother project or their father project or whatever parent project we'll just use is Cryptoads. Cryptoads at the moment, their floor price, all right, now get this. Cryptoads, oh, what? Why isn't it? This isn't coming up. Here we go. Cryptoads by Gremplin. All right, so Cryptoads by Gremplin, currently their floor price is 9.19 Ethereum. How much is that in New Zealand dollars? That's almost 50,000 New Zealand dollars right there. For one of them, there's 7,000 of them. Okay, so you can do the math, right? Now, which is, 350K. I get that. Now, oh, sorry, 300, frick, that's like 3.5 mil, I mean. Or is that 35 mil? Anyway, I'm not going to do the maths in my head right now. I'm not counting the zeros. But essentially, Cryptoads by Gremplin, okay, is their parent project. Now, that same company has released Same Toads, and usually what happens with parent projects and child projects is, say, I'll use Galactic Apes Genesis as an example. There's 150 of them. They're at like a 40 ETH floor, which is worth like $200,000 to $300,000, right? And I bought into Galactic Apes, right, which is their child project. So same company, they made tokens that mirrored similarly to the official project, but it was just basically they were just doing more of them, right? So there's 10,000 Galactic Apes, but there was only 150 Galactic Ape Genesises, right? Now, I brought into Galactic Apes when Galactic Apes Genesis was about 20 ETH. And then as Galactic Apes Genesis went up, right, to about 50 ETH, 40 or 50 ETH floor, because the value of the parent project went up, people perceived, and this is a perception thing, all humans do this, the perceived value of Galactic Apes themselves, which was 10,000 pieces, also went up. So people started buying them because I saw them as valuable, but also as well because of utility factors and all this other stuff that Same Toads is not doing. So, yeah, there are a few things that go on there, and we'll speak more about all the different things that I look for more in depth. You can actually find a baseline of the stuff that I look for if you go to episode 4, which is what to look for when buying NFTs. Okay, I highly suggest going to listen to that. Now, with that being said, right, if you see, you can see cryptos, and it's got a verified collection icon next to it, which is a blue check mark, right? So therefore, it's very unlikely that Same Toads will be a rug pull because their name is representing Same Toads as well, right? So it's not like they're just going to throw away the project. Otherwise, people are going to see cryptos and be like, well, that's a dumb project because they didn't take care of the people that were part of Same Toads and invested in that project. So therefore, people devalue it perceptively. So, it's very unlikely it's going to be a rug pull, but still these things are things that you do want to identify and look for and be cautious of. So now let's just say I did want to buy a Same Toads, all right? Or if you wanted to go really far, right? One of our clients who is investing with us, right, is World of Woman, okay? So if you go to World of Woman, right, and you go to floor price 2.395 Ethereum, I'm not going to get you guys to do that either. Don't worry about this. But let's just say hypothetically you had the funds to do so. You went to World of Woman, all right? Now you went down to the, what you need to do is if you click on floor price, I click on floor price. And that's exactly, where you sort of see the 2.395. I click on the floor price. Now what happens is it lists it under the buy now factor, all right, from cheapest through to most expensive. All right, now the cheapest one is 2.395. If I wanted to, I can click on that one, right? It's a lovely lady with purple hair, right? Or blue hair, or however your color works for you. All right. Now, these are the things that you can look for, right? So every project will have this. If you go onto the project, you can see how many people have viewed that particular NFT itself, that token, how many people have favorited it, all right, who it's owned by even. You can see so many different things. You can see as well price history, right? I can see that the 8th of August, the floor price was 1.25 ETH, and then the 24th, what? Yeah, 20. Why is it only showing up to August? Anyway, and the floor price of the 24th of August is 1.35 ETH, right? So you can see it's gone up by 0.1 ETH. I don't know why it's doing only August. It is currently October. I have no idea why it's doing that. But anyway, normally you can see more recent price history. I have no idea why it's doing that. It's probably based on that particular product. It's probably based on the fact that that woman number 1501, which is the official number that it got minted at or created at. Okay, woman number 1501 is was purchased at one point at 1.25. Yeah, here we go. That's why. Okay, so it was purchased at 1.25 ETH 2 months ago, and then about 3 weeks later, someone sold it at 1.35 ETH, which was silly because that person that bought it at 1.35 ETH now has made over an entire ETH. Right now, they've listed it at 2.395 ETH. Right, and it would definitely sell. It will sell very soon because they're trading quite frequently at the moment. World of Woman. Now, you can get all this information. The other information you can get about the project that you're on is you can go to, if you scroll down on the left-hand side, you'll see, and if you're on your phone, it'll be the same thing. You can see details, okay? So they'll basically say which contract address is it owned by. Now, contract address is their wallet address, right? So your wallet address, if you go into MetaMask, and literally in my top right corner of my Google Chrome, I can go to MetaMask, and it will come up at the very top. I see account 1, right? I can click on it, and it will copy to my clipboard. That's my wallet ID. All right, so that's my contract address as well. So basically, it's indicating. Oh no! Wait, oh no! I got that one wrong. Okay, sorry. Nope. And this is raw, by the way, so I don't actually. I I don't actually edit this stuff. So I'm happily taking ownership of the fact that I said that wrong. And now you guys know that every time I know I do something wrong, I will call myself out. So I did that wrong. That's incorrect. No, that's not your wallet. The wallet ID owns it. Sorry, the contract address is the address of that NFT. Okay, so if you click on it, it will take me straight to Etherscan, which is a fantastic utility, by the way, because you can go to Etherscan and you can see what's happening with your wallet, right? When money has come in, maybe a month ago, you'll be able to go back and see a transaction. When you spent money, 2 weeks ago, you'll be able to see that transaction. And then you'll be able to go find, exactly the contract address of that particular token. You'll be able to find what it's doing at the moment, who it's with. You'll be able to find all sorts of things. So I can see right here that basically it's just showing me all the activity that's going on with that particular token, which is woman number 1501. All right, so I can see all the activity that's going on right here. Right now, that's what Etherscan does. So that's basically the address of that particular token. You can see the token ID. You can see token standard. Token standard is okay. Well, what token does it accept in order to purchase, right? So, for example, NZD, USD, right? Euros, right? These are tokens, right? In the physical world, tokens in the crypto world and the blockchain world are going to be like what sort of token can you utilize? ERC721. That's like that's like my NZD or your USD or AUD or whatever. Blockchain, right, which is the underlying chain or decentralized platform that it's on, which is the Ethereum blockchain. Okay, so I'm using a ERC721 token on the Ethereum blockchain to buy a World of Woman number 1501 if I wanted to, which I'm not going to, but I'm going to show you the process anyway. Now, the other things you can look at is you can go about World of Woman, just gives you a brief rundown. At the bottom of that, there's going to be like their Twitter, Instagram, Discord, website activity. The Discord is basically just if you want to go and see what the community's like, you click on Discord, download Discord, log into Discord, and you'll be able to go to their Discord particularly and see their announcements. So everything that they're announcing that's up and coming, you can see what's happening in the project. So real cool stuff if you're interested in that stuff. You can also as well see what people are talking about, right? What people are hyped about within that particular project, and who's buying, who's selling. You can see all sorts of stuff. So lots of cool things you can see in the Discord. If you're interested in that, then you can go properties. Now, this particular one is actually pretty good. Wow. Okay, cool. So I can see here, clothes, which dress, 2% have this trait. Hairstyle, curly ponytail, 4% have this trait. Facial structures, Marilyn, right? As Marilyn Monroe, I'm assuming, 6% have this trait, right? So you can see that, here we go. Face accessories, classic aviator. Wow. So eyes, black eye. So you can see that literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So 5 of the property traits out of the 9 that are there, 5 out of the 9, that's really good, have single digit aspects to them, meaning they're like the amount of people, the amount of tokens that have the classic aviator face accessory, right? Only 4% of all of the 10,000 World of Woman tokens have that trait, making this one like fairly rare actually. And I'm surprised that it's listed at floor. It's definitely going to sell soon, right? So that's the situation with this World of Woman. Now that you've got an understanding of sort of like, the properties, what they're about and that sort of thing, you can understand the project a bit more, right? Now you can either make an offer, all right? Now making an offer means you need to go and I don't suggest this, you can do this if you're interested in maybe placing a bet, right? And what you do is when you go make an offer, it will say you don't have enough WETH. What the heck is WETH? WETH, meaning wrapped Ether. Okay, so Ether is a token. In other words, ERC721 is the token, right? Now, wrapped Ether is essentially the type of Ether or the type of standard that's required. It's like instead of using cash, you have to use credit card, or instead of using credit card, you have to use debit card. All right, so that's basically what it's doing, is it's asking for a different form of payment. So it means that you just have to transfer it over, right? It does require a small gas fee. Gas fee is like an exchange fee. It'll probably cost you like, literally $2 or maybe $5 to transfer it over, okay? Then once you've transferred it over, into WETH, all right, WETH, you can make an offer with however much WETH you've converted. But now, with the amount of WETH that you've converted, you can make as many offers with that amount of WETH as you want, right? But as soon as, of course, one's bought and then it's used up that WETH, right? Then all of a sudden, any of the other ones that you've sort of made an offer on that are of that amount, and if you don't have that much any more left, then obviously will be, it won't work, it won't go through. All right. Now, also remember this as well. If you convert it over to WETH, it means that you can't use it as Ether. So that means if I say made an offer at 2 ETH, which is 0.395 under the amount that they are offering as a buy now, and they haven't accepted it yet, and it's still just sort of sitting there, and I go and try buy something else that's maybe 2 ETH or something like that, but now I only have 1 ETH in my wallet because 2 ETH is now in WETH, you see. So before I had 3 ETH, 2 is in WETH and 1 is in Ether. Now I only have 1 Ether to use, so therefore I cannot buy now something else while something is converted to WETH. So I have to convert it back if I want to use it as that. But this is just an example, and you can usually see if you go down to listings and offers, you can see that this particular so this particular person has had many offers in the last day alone, right? They've had an offer at 2.1001, 2.101, 2.15, and 2.2, and you can see it's WETH, right? So that's basically how much they've offered it at. Now, you can see the expiration date. You can see how much below the floor price it is, right? You can see all these things, right? Now, this person, if they wanted to, they could accept it. I get multiple offers on my Karma Kiwi every day, valued at from $30,000 all the way through to up to $100,000. I get offers on that every day, right? Isn't that crazy? All right, now. I never accept it because I know the value is going to keep going up, and that's way below what it's actually worth. So now. That's the whole offer process. Now, I don't do that simply because it's such a timely thing, and I'd rather just have the buy now capability of getting it done, getting it out of the way, and then moving on, right? So the buy now is the easiest. Now, if you were to go buy now, I click on buy now, and I then go, cool. Okay, cool. It's 2.395 ETH. It gives me the USD amount underneath. So the US dollar amount, which is $8,383.24. I go check out because I'm like, yep, that is so me. You can see the royalties as well. It says royalties 4%. Okay. Now, when it says royalties 4%, what that's indicating, right, is that the essentially out of the 2.395 ETH, 4% of that go to the World of Woman project. Okay, so the people that own World of Woman, they get the 4% of the royalties of the trade. Right now, that obviously comes out of the traded amount. Now, I can see that it's come up with the amount that I'm going to pay, which I'm not going to pay. And then I can see estimated gas fee. All right. And you can see the I is basically gas fee is the exchange fee that you've got to pay, obviously, like I said. And I can see it's 0.016 Ether in terms of the gas fee. And that's a total of $57. This will constantly change. If I leave it up here, it's going to change again any moment now. And the reason why it's constantly changing is because the amount of gas that's required, or the amount of the exchange fee that's required to pay for this thing, right, will fluctuate constantly. All right. Now, with that being said, when Ethereum is being busy, right? There's a lot of people on the Ethereum blockchain using it, buying it, trading it, right? All that sort of stuff. The gas price will go up because there's high activity, right? Now, people that pay higher gas and actually get priority. So say I tried to buy this product right here. Now it's gone back. Now it's gone up to $62. Before it was 57, right? So say I paid $62, right, of gas, and then someone came in and tried to buy it at the exact same time, but they paid $70 of gas. They would get priority over me, and therefore they would get the token, and I would not, right? So if you're in a very highly demanded project, pay more gas. Don't be afraid of it, right? So long as you know that it's going to, obviously be worthwhile, right? Because if you pay less gas, you're probably not going to get it, and you can lose the amount of gas that you've just paid. So I could lose that $60, right? Say if I, if I was buying at the same time as someone else, I'd lose $60. That's very possible, and that's the unfortunate situation with Ethereum, right? Now, Obviously, I can see total, which is basically the amount, 2.395 plus the gas, and it's 2.411. I can go confirm, which I'm not going to. I'm going to click reject. But you can go confirm and you just follow the steps that are required, right? And it comes up with you declined the action in your wallet. I absolutely did. Thank you very much, right? So that's really the steps to take. And then once you've done the purchase, and it will basically come up with this swirly thingy mabob in the middle of your screen, leave it, don't exit out of it, just wait for it. It'll swirl. You can exit out of it. It's still processing. It's going to process anyway, whether you exit out or not, but it's just cool to see. And then you can see a green check come up. Cool, your process is done. And then you come back and you click on your icon in the top right corner and go to profile, right? And when you go to your profile, you'll be able to see after some time, it won't instantly show up. Sometimes it does, but you'll be able to see oh, cool, I sold something. You'll be able to see your token, right? So it'll be like, oh, cool, there's my World of Woman. Now you officially own the token. No one else does, right? Someone could take a picture of your token. They do not own it. It's like me standing outside of your house and taking a picture of your house and being like, I own this house. No, I don't, right? So it's the same process. You own it now. You can do whatever you want. You have the rights to it, everything. I'll speak more about, some of the benefits of different things, but World of Woman, basically 50% of total profits that World of Woman makes goes straight to the holders of World of Woman. So it's a pretty cool project like that. And I know it will continue to grow. It's a great long-term one. Now, that's really how you buy your first NFT. It's pretty straightforward, right? Of course, if you guys want more, if you have any other questions around that, you can always just, send me a message on my Instagram, that NFT podcast, or send me a personal message at Coach Keza, right? All that stuff is in the show notes below. So you can go down there and you can find that stuff there. Now, I think that's just about everything. It's just an exciting time with NFTs. There's so much coming. I'll do an update episode, meaning I'll do like a news episode. So, maybe next week or something, I'll sit down and speak about all the different things that Facebook and TikTok and Apple and Google are going to be doing with NFTs, because they're all the big names. They're all doing things with NFTs. It's pretty exciting. So that's essentially it. I'm just really excited to share more about what my business partner and I are doing to help people to we're just basically making suggestions. We're not saying that you have to. We're saying, hey, it might be great if this is a good direction to go, and then that person then goes forward and makes that purchase, because it's not actually we're not qualified to say this is financial advice, because it's not financial advice, right? We're just simply guiding people step by steps to ensure that they make decisions that will to help people make decisions that might benefit them, right? At the end of the day, it's up to the person, completely up to the person, and that's the sort of process that we're going with our business. So it's very exciting stuff, because we want to help people make a greater impact through, because at the end of the day, the amount of money that I have definitely discerns some part of how much of an impact I can make, for sure. So that's why we want to work with people that want to make a great impact, that have an aligned vision to the vision that we have. So that's why we are doing what we're doing. So without further ado, please subscribe. All right, leave a review. I've already had a fantastic human reach out to me, actually. I can't remember his name. I've got it somewhere there. I lost it in my mind, but he messaged me. He's like, hey man, how can I write a review? I'm like, that is so nice. You haven't figured it out, and you've been able to actually come to me, and you want to go through the effort of asking me how to write a review. So thank you, sir. So honestly, it takes literally 2 seconds. All you need to do is if you go to our main page on iTunes or on Spotify, I think Spotify does this, but I know iTunes does, is you go to the main page on it and you just scroll down. And when you scroll down, you see sort of the stars, right? They'll be empty. You just click on the 5, of course. No, honestly, even if you give us 1 star and you give us a crappy review, I always like feedback. Honestly, please give me feedback. It really helps. But you rate it, you go ahead, and then you can write a little quick review. Hey, Kieran is so cool, or Kieran is so annoying. Whatever comes to mind, right? Or whatever you feel truly. Just write that in, and then that's a review, and it helps us reach more people with this podcast. So it really serves us. So even if you did that right now, that'll be awesome. Again, if you guys have any questions, just shoot them my way. And if you are getting to the end of this podcast and you're like, Kieran, but you haven't told me how to set myself up and on OpenSea and on Metamask and what's this wallet thing, what's this token thing, what's this eBay of NFTs and that sort of thing. But again, just go and listen to the episode 1 and 2, and I explain all that stuff, because if I keep repeating myself, then people that already know that stuff will get annoyed with me. So hope that helps. Love you guys. And I look forward to talking to you next time about great low tier investments to make. Woo! See you next time.